Hello to everyone. Very welcome.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome. Thank you
Good
for being.
afternoon, sir.
Yes, thank you for being here, everyone.
Hi, sir.
Hi,
Good afternoon.
good afternoon to everyone. Okay, I've seen you participating in many activities I've been putting into the platform, so you can be practicing and be, like fraternizing with the Blackboard environment. So um, you can access to the resources, you can access to the activities. The important point over here is for you to be familiar with the Blackboard environment so you can know or you can see the way that we work over here in Unicaribe in our educational model. Okay, so that's why we put on together all those activities for you to access, develop them, get your respective performance over those activities. And once we get ready with our official classes, so you are familiar already with the Blackboard environment. Now, in this episode of our propedeutical, okay, it's important to know that we're going to be working with Google Workspace AI tools, the continuity, of course, of the AI tools for you to have an academic success over your degree. And the final unit composed by the research sources and the presentation tool. How do you find information? How do you present the respective information? Okay, so unit number 4, there's a few resources over there, so you can consult the respective resources, and you can have your precise information in that way. ICT. See, I have here. And now, for completing my presentation over here, we're gonna be presenting the resources about how to use the AI in the real life. Okay, because in the last class we saw um, the theoretical part, as we can say. So now we're gonna be seeing that in the real world for you to see how does it work, what are those specific things that you have in advantage so you can use it. So you have the idea of the correct using of the AI. Let me see if I have the information over here. Yes, I have my presentation with my ICT introductory course and my presentation, of course. Let me see, 12 ICT. In our Google Workspace AI tools for academic success 2026. We saw let's say, theoretical part of the Google Workspace or the Google ecosystem, and artificial intelligence for you to know, okay, the importance, the advantages that you have, disadvantages, um, what what is the AI for, okay, um, ways to use different platforms. We only saw, okay, that's one point we have to highlight. We only saw um, the academic context, okay, the academic context of the AI. And for be clear, I mean that right here, we're gonna be using AI tools for the academic context. Okay, there are many AI tools, AI applications, AI pages, too many, hundreds. But my objective over here, it's giving you the information about those that are for academic purposes. And starting with the Google Workspace, as you can see, we saw too many platforms in the introduction of the unit. Okay, as you can see, Google Drive, Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Slides, Google Meet, Calendar, Keep, all those specific platforms belonging to the Gmail workspace, to the Gmail ecosystem. Okay, you already have too much information about the Gmail platform. Once you can access with your email, so you can get access to any platform integrated in the ecosystem. The drive to upload, to create folders, to share files, the Google Docs for creating academic documents, the Google Sheets for formulas, uh, spreadsheets, and the slide for presentation. The Google Meet, if you want to join or if you want to create an instant meeting, okay. Google Calendar for organizing, Google Keep for notes. And we did the introduction to AI tool. Now we're going to be navigating or seeing, let me see, okay, 10.3. Okay, let's see if I, for you to have the information about using the AI tool. Starting with the most common, the most used, and one of the most complete AI platforms. That is the ChatGPT one. For you to know, let me see. Let's join ChatGPT. Okay. Once you are into your browser, okay, it's a simple, it's easy. This information is for those who, you know, maybe doesn't know or doesn't have the precise information of how to get into those platforms. So you have to wait. The initial way is to put the direct link over there. It's www.chatgpt.com. That's the most simple way to access. Okay. And if you don't have the idea or you don't remember, you just go to google.com. That's another simple way for accessing. So you can go to Google and just put chat GPT. And the first link available, it's over there with the smart and the simple AI. Okay, once you access, okay, you can ask whatever. Okay, let me put this on, let me see the English, the configuration over here to see the English ecosystem over here. Let me see language. Let me see here, personalization. Mm. Okay, let me see, English. Oh. Okay, whatever, doesn't matter. I'm gonna be translating anyway. Oh, over here, language. And let's look for English. Yes. Where should we begin? This is another part. Okay. For beginning using the ChatGPT environment, once you are inside, once you can ask whatever you want. The let's say the most important thing over here, it's for you to recognize the way of how to use this platform. And not to make some, unwanted mistakes. Okay? Because once you are in here, you can process any of your academic work. You can use this as an auxiliary for you to complete your tasks, for complete your activities, for complete your works, and anything that you want. But what are we pretending over here? The principal pretension of the use of the ChatGPT platform is for you to understand how does it work. You can use it in two ways. The simple way about copy or asking simple things, okay? Or the intermediate way or the advanced way also is used. Um, okay, about analyzing the information, about making questions, about digging and being okay, about analyzing and about being critical in this part. Okay, about being um, doing the questions, of course. But the most important is being critical in processing the answers. That's the most advanced way for using any of the AI tools. The simple way, just asking something. What is an ICT introductory course? That's the simplest way for using this AI. Asking a simple question. And then you get your answers. There's no problem with that. You have the over there the power, we can say, for asking whatever you want, for validate as good as you want this information. But you have to have something very clear over here, and it's to read. Okay, and be, as I told you, very critical, very analyst in this part, and always remember this um, specific note given by the chat GPT as well. Okay, chat GPT can make mistakes. You have to be attentive to every information, to be critical, to analyze, because it's not so light, it's not so simple. Okay, you have to double check information. You have to analyze, and once you get your precise information, that's the way that the most recommended way for using the ChatGPT. And one thing is to say, what is an introductory course? That's the simplest way. What is an introductory course? And there you got the answer. There's no problem with that. You have specific answers. And what if you use the advanced way? Because this is the simplest way, as I told. The advanced way, it's for analyzing, it's for being critical, it's for processing information. Okay, not to be so, let's say, simple, or giving permission with every information you find. It's just to question information. Because over here you can be including information that you maybe don't agree with. Maybe you can find information you don't agree with, and that's a very common situation over here. And for example, I did a simple example over here. Let me do some advanced example for you to understand the way to use specifically. Okay. For example, what is an ICT introductory course? That's a simple question. Okay. If I wanna use it like an advanced question, the main point is to be specific. What is an ICT introductory course? And then you specify that, for example, I study in Unicaribe. There's um, an educational model. Unicaribe main platform is Blackboard. For online classes, we use class. And I'm giving the application the AI, and giving more context about the question that I give at the beginning. So the main point here is that you have to be specific with what you want. And for example, you can say over here also, what is an ACT introductory course? Specify. For example, you can ask for specifying or be more trend in 2026 platforms for studying. Google platforms, AI tools, and most common web pages used for studying and investigating. For example, I'm being specific in some topics. And there you have a more specific prompt, more specific instructions, more specific questions, be more context, and looking for what you really want. Because if you're not specific, you're gonna get too much information. And you're gonna get too much generical information also. And once you test your specific prompt, then you get another context of what you asked for. There you have context with the ICT, the Information and Communication Technology introductory course. And over here, you have the description about the educational model, okay? And then you have the specific explanation of the platforms used in Unicaribe, for example. I ask also for the Google ecosystem and the platforms that we can use for studying, the highly used in 2026, for example, the AI tools, and the most common web pages for studying and research. You have it here. Google Scholar, ResearchGate, and others. And also recommendations or notes about the digital competencies expected in 2026. Then you have the other level about analyzing every information given by the AI. For example, then you have to validate over here you can continue with developing your academic activities. So the most common thing over here is to read and to be as valid as you need to be too for analyzing the information. Then you do the reading and you take your specific conclusions about the responding of the AI tool. In this case, ChatGPT. An introductory course, okay, is a foundational course designed to help students develop the digital information, communication, and technology skills needed for university study and professional environments. And once you see the program and you see the introduction of the ICT introductory course, then you can establish that this information matches with the main information that you found once you got into the introductory course. And then you have the explanation about the educational model, about the the, let's say, the online classes over here. And what else? The ICT introduction, okay, that can be understood and learning to work efficiently inside a modern digital learning ecosystem. That's an explanation, okay, for the Unicaribe educational model and the areas over here. Once you read, you can validate if this information um, is correct, is uh, have a grade of trust, okay, it's trustable, and you can dig more. You can go deeper into this information by looking for it in other sources. For example, it gives to you some extra links over here for you to have more information about what you are looking for, about the Blackboard Learn, about the class, and about some other things. And that's, for example, if you want to go deeper. If you go deeper and do the click, then you will have access to much more. Okay, and here the class, then you click and go and visualize it from, let's say, the main source of the information. Then you can validate the precise information, and you can see and you can notice that this information is, let's say, in a high way of trust. Okay, let me see something. Okay, I close the sharing, but it's okay. What else? Then you can be more specific. The most specific you are in what you're looking for, the more precise information you get. The more ambiguous or the more general information you look for, the more general and ambiguous information you get. Once you are over here, let's say cloud. Let's go to cloud. And let's talk about a little the cloud environment for you to know another AI platform. Good afternoon. Then you have cloud, and cloud has the characteristic of being an AI um, that it's look like the ChatGPT one. Okay, they maybe can be um, maybe can be some common ideas, common things related, and overall, maybe you can see a similar environment also. But the reality is that cloud is made for doing more deep analysis of the information. For example, we're gonna be doing a comparison, okay, over here. Let's do the respective comparative tab. And let's see. Let me do some sharing over here. Oh, I was sharing. Okay. Then you have over here the Google, google.com. Then you look for cloud AI, cloud, CLAUDE AI. And you have access to cloud.ai. You can join with your Gmail user, okay, as I did, for example, and you can look for information. It's more for, as I told you, deep analysis of the information for doing more deep researches into your um, into the information that you want to access to. And we're gonna be doing some simple examples. For example, as I asked ChatGPT, I'm gonna ask to Cloud also to see the difference. What is an ICT introductory course? As I asked already, I'm sorry, over here. As I asked to the ChatGPT environment, what is an ICT introductory course? Okay. Then you can see in the result that cloud, it's gonna be like, let's say, um, a little more analytic about what is telling to me. The difference of, for example, ChatGPT. And in this case, I have Unicaribe mentioned over here because I have done some searches and like I am joined with the Unicaribe credential. Okay, so maybe the platform know me. Maybe I'm very sure that the platform know already the information that I've been, looking for and all the things related. And also over here, let's read. Okay, cloud is also an AI, okay, and can make mistakes. Okay, every time you collaborate, let's say, with an AI, you have to double check all the information given. Every time, anytime, you have to um, be aware of the information. Once you think it's real or it's, let's say, valid information, anytime you have to double check. And it's a default message over here. Okay. Once you saw, for example, in the ChatGPT environment, you saw like the same message as well. Maybe the same, or it's ChatGPT can make it's the same. Check important info, or double check your information, double check responses. Okay. It's basically telling you the same. So over here, once you are into that cloud environment. So let's be more specific, as I was in ChatGPT. Let me ask the same for, saving some time over here. And let's paste information. What is an ICT introductory course? Specify the trending 2026 platforms for studying, Google platforms, AI tools, and most common web pages used for studying and investigating. I study in Unicaribe. There's an educational model, and Unicaribe's main platform is Blackboard for online classes. And you're gonna notice a difference between the information given in ChatGPT and here in cloud. As you can see, the time flowing the information is also different. And then you can see another way to show the information. It may be more organized, maybe more, let's say, different, to show you that specific information. And a little more focus, including also in the respective sources of information. That's something that also you saw in ChatGPT once. ChatGPT mentioned every, for example, platform. Here, as you can see, there's a visible difference between one platform and another. And another difference is that ChatGPT also can create images, and Cloud is not so specialized in images. And for example, it's very good. I think Cloud is one of um, the most good AI platforms for creating presentations. The disadvantage you have, for example, in Cloud is that you have a more technical presentation given in some other formats that are not the formats uh, that we see, for example, in for example PDF, for example Word or PowerPoint or Canva or something. And it's also important let's say that you can compare and you can notice the difference between the platforms. You can use, for example, that information, and then you can say, prepare a presentation with all information given. given. I'm sorry. With all the information given, create a presentation. Prepare presentation. Or you can say prepare, create presentation with all information given before. And then you can see that the platform expend a lot of time, like analyzing the information, like creating the precise information. And it's important because anytime you see this behavior, it's that the platform is more specialized than others. And also can be given to you, as you can see in the screen, the internal process that is running for creating, for example, the presentation that I asked for. And I asked for a presentation in general. I didn't specify anything, for example. But you can be more specific, as I told, with the creation of presentations. And okay, still loading. There you can notice the difference because you're having a platform that it's analyzing step by step and creating the internal information for giving you the final product that you requested. Let's wait. Then your mission is to validate the information, and if something there's something that you want to change, that then you are able to be more specific with the platform so the platform can work for you. The most specific you are, okay, better information that you get. What? And here, for example, we have the result of the presentation requested. I'll be downloading this. This is the presentation that I requested. And as I told you, I I've been sharing information with the AI, so the AI maybe know me, maybe, you know. And of course, the most consulted information is in Spanish, so the result, even if I request the information in English, the platform gave it to me in Spanish. I don't know why, but I requested in English, so you can see. But it's okay, no problem. The main thing is that I want you to see the presentation that the platform gave to me. And once you get that information, you are capable of reorganizing it, validate the information, okay, and change the respective things that you found. For example, in the same context, but um, maybe doing some refine about the creation of the presentation in this context. What else? Let's see. Okay. Let's return to cloud. Okay. The most important over here, as I told you in the introduction, um, it's not to trust 100% of these platforms. Okay. The most practical things are to create your own, let's say, ideas of what you want. Okay, it's not as simple as accept something it's given to me and that's it. We don't have to accept every information. We have to be, as I told you, critical and very good thinker with the information given. What else? Then you have also you have Gemini also. You have Gemini.google.com, for example. You can ask anything to Gemini. It's more like, let's say, academical purposes, the Gemini. You also have the Microsoft Copilot. You can access also to Microsoft Copilot. And you can join with any account that you have, even Microsoft or Apple or Google or whatever. You can also do consultations on grok.com. You can ask for information in Grok. And then you have the other ones, for example, for using Grammarly, Perplexity, and too many others. I'm sorry for a minute. Okay, over here. So, as I told you, you can be using all those platforms for academic purposes. One other thing is for using, for example, platforms like Perplexity, Notebook LM also, and in the Google environment and in the research also, you can use, let's do the example for here, for example, the Perplexity. Perplexity.ai. Perplexity.ai. There you can ask um, whatever you want in the academic context. You can switch to English, anything, whatever you want over there. And you can do the login for more precise and actual information, not so ambiguous, not so, you know, general information over there. Also, you can use Gamma for presentations, Gamma AI, the AI PowerPoint creation for you to create power presentation. Where you can consult, for example, and you can log in, of course, with your user, your Google user or your email user, and you can create high impact presentation. What else? Notebook. You can also use Notebook LM. That's also for investigating. You can switch to English. You can do the trial over here. Let's see what else. Okay, also the research and academic sources over here. As you can see on screen, Google Scholar, okay, for looking for academic articles, citations, peer-reviewed papers, for you to do the respective consultation of your information. Dialnet, okay, Spanish. That's in Spanish, but you can translate it, of course. And academic journals, and for Dominican research. That's a very important platform for our Dominican community, okay? Or if you want to look for information based on the Dominican context, you can do the respective research over Dialnet. How do you get into those pages? You just have to look for those. You have to type google.com and look, for example, Google Scholar. And you can get access automatically to the Google Scholar environment. Or for example, if you go to Google and then you search for DialNet, DialNet. And there you can switch to English and look for your precise information. Here you can switch also English. Also, you can look for SCILEO, Latin American Scientific and Academic Publication. SCIELO. You go to Google and look for the name SCIELO. Those that I'm mentioning are platforms for investigating and for academic research. Then you can switch, translate to English, and you can get the information that you want. What else? ResearchGate, of course. That's one commonly used. ResearchGate. ResearchGate.net. Simple security verification over there. So for academic purposes, you can use any of those platforms that I've been joining and showing to you in screen. So you can access anytime and you can be, let's say, quick and responsive to any of your academic needs. Even using the AI tools for different purposes, you can see, or using the research pages, the academic research pages in that way. Do you have any question? Do you have any question, guys? Let's see, somebody has risen his or her hand. Because I think we've covered all the information we needed. For example, we saw the ChatGPT environment, we saw the cloud, we saw Gemini, we saw Copilot, Perplexity, we saw Grok, and we saw Notebook. We saw all those verified AI tools for academic purposes. And in the research sources, we already saw, we've seen, okay, Google Scholar, of course, that's one what we saw. Google Scholar, we saw ResearchGate, we just saw ResearchGate. And what else? Institutional repositories, Okay. SCIELO, for example, that's one we saw. And for the presentation tools, we have the canva.com, the PowerPoint, Google Slide, Visme, and Apple Keynote. You already have this presentation posted on the main content page of your Blackboard environment. Let me see something over here. Okay, so I've been telling you that we have here in our main content page of the Blackboard course of the ICT, there you have the ICT that is this specific guide that I've been using with you, giving you the precise information with all the sources available, also for confirming information, to validate the information, and doing all the respective research for verifying the information. Also, you have here the AI tool guide, the one that it's given in 42 pages format over here, that it's detailed with all the parameters and all the information that you need for using the AI tools one by one, explain it. That's a complete guide, let's say, with examples, with explanations, with all the information that you need for understanding the respective AI tools. Okay, there you have the complete, and here you have more condensed, a more condensed version with a presentation, a 20-page presentation over there. So you can consult those documents whenever you want. You can download them. You can consult also the documents about the units. You can consult the resources. You can consult anything, anytime. What else? What do we have? Any other question with this introductory course that I've been giving you this specific 5 weeks, with a lot of work, with a lot of information to be given, and the precise explanation of each one of the environments that we've seen since the beginning in this ICT tool, in this ICT introductory course. And as I told you, I told you, you will see at the beginning of the course, I told you, you will see some similar information as you saw in the last October that we were dealing with the Google Classroom platform, and we've seen like the basic of the ICT, like knowing, knowing each other and knowing all the environments that were involved over there. And here I told you, you will see some similar information, but we are adding special information. And I told you special because in the last course, we didn't see the presentation tools, the research tools, the AI tools, and what else? I put some other things. Let's see. We didn't see also the educational model, okay, of the Unicaribe, the parameters, introduction to parameters of Unicaribe for developing your respective subjects as long as you're, being doing your respective degree. And I gave to you the introduction to Blackboard because we saw some of Blackboard. We saw something in October, but here we had the opportunity to see more deep and specialized. What else? Presentation tools, finding information, the ways to communicate the information, and the digital journey. And I think with all this information given to you, you are, let's say, let's not say that you are ready, but you have the information you need to advance into your degree. Right now, the plans are that uh, we are organizing all the information about the courses that are ahead for you to take in your regular classes with no interruptions, um, with any other issues present. Okay? So you will be told and you will be given information about your beginning of your regular classes. So here, with those information given through this course, let's not say you are like 100% ready, but if you study the resources and if you pay attention to all the things that we've been giving to you over here, then you have the most valuable information for you to have a good performance over your degree. It's not so extensive, okay? It's not so too much information, but we try to do it like more precise and more integrating in those things that you really need actual information also, not to be giving ambiguous information or all the information. We try to be the most refreshed for you about the information. What else? Do you have any question, guys? About the units, so you can keep completing the unit 1, unit 2, unit 3, unit 4, unit 5, consulting resources, developing your activities. And for those that were wondering about the unit activities, remember in this course it's a practical, okay? It's for practicing. It's not an official course, okay? But one of the most important courses, because here you have the base to start working and to have a good performance over your whole degree. So if you are wondering that one activity per unit, then you will notice that in every subject, okay, in every other course, official course that you will be through, you will notice two activities per unit, or three, or even four activities per unit. So you have a lot of work to do. And then you will get the precise date for delivering those uh, activities of those units. Okay, guys.
Sir, just to
Yes.
point, all the activities, all the units deadline is on the 31st, right?
Yes, as you can see on screen, of course. Because this
Okay.
is a course for practicing. Okay. But as the class was developing, I was telling you the regular classes, let's say the regular classes uh, standard. This is not a regular class. This is a practicing class. This is a getting to know class. This is a introductory class. Okay. Once you are inside a regular course, then you will have standards, as I told you. Unit 1 and Unit 2, you have open dates and you have closing dates, as I told you in too many other classes. And you have to be attentive to all those details, not to get lost, not to lose points, not to unapprove your subjects. It's not the idea. The idea is that you get 100% of everything. And of course, you get the knowledge about anything you got into. Do you have any question, guys? Any other?
No, sir, I have no other question.
Okay. Then in this week and the week ahead, the last week of the month, you can keep studying this course. You can keep studying the units. You can keep, reading, watching videos, watching resources, watching everything in order to get up to date with the information that you need for getting your performance, and getting in a good shape with your regular courses, because you are preparing for regular classes. And next week, we don't have any classes. Okay? Next week is, as I told you, for studying, for preparing yourself for the new courses that are ahead. And the information will be given to you into the WhatsApp group. So you have to be attentive, and you have to be, of course, um, keep watching, keep looking, and keep up to date to all the informations. So there also in the WhatsApp group, you can do some consultations if you want to. Okay. As I told you, next week we don't have any classes. Okay. Your mission is to review all the information given in this course, so you can keep up to date, so you can get advantage of all the information that we gave over here, and prepare with the tools and all the needs and all the things that you have to have in hand for developing your regular classes in your degree. What else?
Hi sir, good evening. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so I had sent you a message privately on WhatsApp and I'm wondering if you've received it.
You mean an email?
Well, yes, a message on WhatsApp and an email.
Okay. When did you message to me?
I think it would have been last week. Let me check.
To me. You are
Yeah,
John
privately.
McKinney.
Yeah.
John. John. Okay, John Daniels. Okay. Yes, I sent an email about your case because there's a procedure to be done to do some, the respective transfer. But I haven't gotten the respective, answer for that question that you gave to me. I
Oh,
already sent the email, but I haven't given answer.
okay. I was just
And
checking to make sure it was received.
yeah, it was received. Sorry, I didn't respond at the time. Maybe I was, maybe involved in
Yeah.
something, but I
Yeah.
received the email and I sent an email to the IT and the register uh, departments for you to give the respective information that you need. But those are informations, that I don't know why does it, take too long to get answers, but we are attentive to all the information presented.
Alright, thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome. I am writing to you right now for do the respective following and not to get too far from the reality. Okay, so what else? What I told you, this is then you have the course over there, you have the resources, you have the activities for practicing, and you have all the information you need for doing a good performance over your degree. I wish you um, a nice rest of the day, okay? And I wish you also that you perform excellent in your developing of your degree so you can go on success. And in based on me, maybe we can see each other when within other courses, maybe introductory courses, maybe marketing courses, maybe what else? Methodological courses, research courses, maybe academic work courses also, and maybe too many other, related to technology, related to marketing, related to guidance on performing academic works, performing presentations, and all the things related. So I wish you the best luck and see each other on forward. Have a nice rest of the day.
You
And
too, sir. You
if
take
you
care.
have any, yes, if you have any question, you can write to me over the WhatsApp group. There's no problem with that.
Good, sir.
Yes. Have a good night.